Yeah. Good morning, guys. Sorry for that. So Rajesh was asking some questions on the architect. How can be an architect? So I was just answering him. Sorry for keeping you on wait. Yeah, let us get started, guys. Okay. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So yesterday, or not yesterday, on Friday, we looked at chain of responsibility design pattern, and we have implemented the ATM example. And I have shared this code with you guys, and someone would said that they will look at it. Any questions on this? Anyone? How the chain is getting formed, etc. Okay. I take that silent as a no. No questions. Okay. Now let us see. Now today we are going to look at the builder design pattern. Now first of all, let's see some problems that in the object creation, and then we'll go for a bit design pattern. Yeah, I just created a new package. I'm creating one employee class or user. Okay, I'm just creating a user. Now, whenever you are creating an application, so can you say that your first name and last name is mandatory? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, age, date of birth, mobile number, is it mandatory or salary and something?
Yeah, certain things are mandatory.
See, here, I can say that these two are for sure. And if, it doesn't matter about age. Everyone will not ask you your date of birth and age, correct? At least in the initial way of creating one. Now, private and mobile. So some people may not ask you a mobile number. Now, if I want to create an object, now let us use the main method. Now, for example, some person is providing a, now let some person is providing. So how many constructors I can get this one? So first one, Karthik. So I'm providing my first name. I will provide all the names. First name, last name, age, and mobile. I will provide all the data during the object creation. Now, can I say I should create a constructor with the 4 fields? All the fields? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now let us create constructor using this field. So with these 4 fields, I created a constructor. Done. Okay. Now, next some other person, let us take Rajesh. Rajesh is giving only first name and last name because these are mandatory. So remaining 2 are not mandatory. I'm in my application, I'm thinking that these 2 are required. So whatever the required information only will be provided by some people, correct? Now these are not required. So do you provide not required fields? Sometimes we'll provide, sometimes we don't provide. Now Rajesh is not providing. So can I, at this point of time, I can pass, so can I use this constructor? I will pass the age as 0 and mobile number as 0. But that will be termed as a wrong information. Am I right? So in the database, if I store it, age will be stored ideally for a nullable field. What is the value in the database? Can I say if 0. I don't store anything, nullable field, it will be null. Though your data type is number, can I say if you don't enter the data anything in during the insert script, can I say it will hold null? Null is different from keeping 0. Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Is both are different? Null is different from 0, right?
Yes, both are different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if I give the first name and now Rajesh is giving first name and last name only. Now, can I use this constructor? I can. But if what is the next to data I need to pass? Some data. If I pass 0, the primitive value for the int is 0, 0. Then in the database, it will be stored 0, 0. But is that, can I say that I'm storing some wrong information?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means I cannot use this constructor. Now, can I say I should use one more constructor, which takes only 2 parameters, right? Constructor using first name, last name only. Okay. Done. See now. Now, for example, now let us take Shankar is coming and then he's giving first name, last name, and then age. Now, can I say I have to create one more? Because if I'm using, I cannot use this one. Okay. And if I'm using this one, mobile number will be wrong. Correct. Now let me use 3 parameters. Mobile not. Okay. Let us take some other person. Harish is coming. Harish will say first name, last name, and then mobile number. Assume that I do not have a setter getter case. Some people will say, sir, why are you using this one? You can use a first create an object and then call the set method. Correct. But in this example, whatever I am writing, do I have the set method? No. At this point of time, if I want to create an object for this Harish, he is giving first name, last name, mobile. Now, can I get the work done with the existing constructors? No, I need to create one more new constructor, which takes this one, right? Now, let us take this one is a long, okay? Because it is treating the same. Okay, done. Now, can I say here, see here currently I have 4. Now, these are the different type of combinations I'm getting. But in future, can I add some more properties to this user variable, some required fields, some non-required fields? Can I add it?
Yes.
Now, at that time, can I say that I have to write more number of constructors, correct?
Yes.
Now,
Combinations.
yeah, combinations. And then, for example, if, for example, now I assume that I will add another 15 fields. Now, some person will say, I will provide this 4 plus 15, 19 fields I will enter. Then can I say I will have a constructor with 19 fields, right? And then permutations and combinations also. So the number of constructors in this scenario will become more. This is one problem. And then whenever you have more number of constructors, whenever you're creating an object, can I say that if I want to create a user object, user u equal to new user. See, I have to carefully search, correct, which constructor to be used. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, and for example, if I have total 15 fields, I will be adding new, and then there are 4, correct. Total 19 fields. Now, if I have total 19 fields, now I will create one constructor which takes 19 fields. Now, whenever you are using that one, can I say in place of age, so whenever I use this constructor, there may be a possibility that user mistake has happened. So here name, first name Karthik I am giving. Last name is some ABC. Okay. Now, instead of age, let me give something like this, mobile number. It takes. Here, let me give age. So can a user commits a mistake like this? When there are more number of fields in the constructor, he can also give a mistake, wrong data in place, correct? But this will not be termed as a compilation error because both are type of int or long. So as long as if it is you are giving the data within the range, it won't give you the error. So the first problem is having the number of constructors and selecting the constructor. And the second one is whenever you are using it, so there may be a possibility that user can give the wrong data. So these are termed as object creation problems. Can I say that these are the problems that we face if we have the more number of fields?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let us show you guys the definition. So the builder pattern is a pattern is designed to provide a flexible solution to various object creation problems in an object-oriented programming. The intent of builder design pattern is to separate the construction of a complex object from its representation. We will see. The second part we will see. But can I say that this is a problem? Can I say whatever the problem that we have faced, am I getting a problem while object creation? Choose the constructor and I give the data to the constructor, and the more number of fields are happening, you have to write more number of combinations in the constructor. So in order to solve these problems, then we go for a builder design pattern. So here in the builder design pattern, it is used to construct a complex object step by step at the final step, it will return the object. the process of converting the object should be generic so that it can be used to create different representation of the same object. Okay. Now, see, there are two specific problems that we need to solve. Too many constructors, incorrect object state. When I say incorrect object state, this is the incorrect object state, correct? So if you have a problem, if whenever you have a, whenever you are facing a problem of a class is having multiple constructors and then you are not able to differentiate or create an object, then that is the best solution. In that place, you can, the best solution is to provide the builder design pattern. Now, how the builder design pattern is going to solve, we can see, but hope you guys understand what is the problem. Here, without design pattern also I can work, not a problem. But if here, whenever without design pattern, if I am writing, I have to write so consciously, and then the number of constructors are becoming more. And that means it looks not good, right? Whenever you have 10 to 15 constructors, does it look good? Is it a right design to have multiple constructors? Yes, Java allows for multiple constructors. But if some new person is coming and writing the code, he will get a confusion which constructor to be used, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So in order to, this is one of the problem. In order to, if you are facing any kind of this kind of a problem anytime, then the suggested approach is to go for a builder design pattern. So the builder design pattern is solving this problem. Too many constructor arguments and then incorrect object state. So if this is a situation, the builder design pattern will be solving this problem. How it is solving, we are going to see. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Anyone? Okay.
The
Did anyone?
incorrect object state is nothing but by mistake passing the wrong values, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So here, if you have 20 parameters in the constructor, it may happen that we will pass the wrong value, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Yeah. So now I want to create, see here, if you have a set method, all these problems will not come. I'm talking about see, what is a immutable class?
A class which cannot be changed is there.
Yeah. So now the question is, how can I make, for example, user is can I say this is a user defined class? Yes. Now, if I want to make this user as a immutable class, how can I do?
Declaring that class as a final and its member variable as final.
Yes. Whenever you private, whenever you create a private, you can have a setter getter, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever you have a set method, can someone call the set method and modify the object value?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. But see here, did I write the set method?
No, we don't write.
So can anyone access my, see here, within the class only, I can modify the variable. Okay. But can anyone access my first name, last name, age, mobile outside of this class?
No, you can't.
No. That means, can I say that I'm creating an immutable objects only by calling these constructors? If I make this as a final, no one can modify the data also, correct? Within the same or outside, right? So that means whenever you have a immutable classes, and then in order to solve the problem, then you can solve that problem using a builder design pattern. Now, let us see how this problem will be solved with a builder. Now let me modify user without builder. Yeah. Now let me create a user class. Okay. Now let me create a class called user. Now in this one, we are going to look at the user builder pattern. Now, what are the fields we have? We have 4 fields, right? Let us copy these fields and keep it. Yeah. Now let us create a get methods only, not set methods. Because if I use a set method, then no need of a constructors and all. Only get methods I'm using. I need to, okay. Okay, let me generate all, then remove the set methods. Okay, now what I can think of, see here, the best solution I can think of here, first Karthik has given all the data, so I will create an object. Later, Shankar is, I mean, like Rajesh is giving only first name, last name. And when Shankar is giving first name, last name, age, and some other Harish is giving first name, last name, middle, mobile. Now, but out of all of these elements, what are the required fields? First name and last name. My idea is to, here in the builder pattern, my idea is to create a pattern or create an object with the mandatory fields. So whatever you, so whenever, if I say mandatory, can I say that everyone, whoever wants to create an object, they have to provide that mandatory information, first name, last name, yes or no? Is it right? When, yeah. So whenever I want to create an object, so my idea is to create one inner object. So in this scenario, first name or last name are the mandatory fields. So first you create an object, first name and then last name. Okay, done. Okay, for example, if one person like Rajesh is giving first name, last name, only then create an object, done. So even if Shankar is giving first name, last name, day, age, then what, how can I add the age? First, whoever gives whatever the information, with a mandatory field, you create an object first. Once you create an object, if for example, Shankar is giving, you call the age method and then add age. If some person is giving mobile, then add mobile, you can give. That means first we are creating an object. On top of that, all the not optional fields. For optional fields, I will create a method and then I will add the data. And it will not be and at the same time, I have to make it as a immutable. So at the end, I will call the build method. That build method will give me the immutable object. This is how I will create a builder design pattern. So in order to use of the builder design pattern, so I will internally create one inner class. Now what that inner class? I'm creating one user builder. I'm creating one inner class called user builder. Now in this inner class, so what are the mandatory fields? Only these two. I will create a user builder constructor with only these two fields. User builder. I will take only these two fields, which are the mandatory fields. Okay. Now here let me skip private f name. Okay. Now let me this dot first name equal to first name. Okay. This dot last name equal to last name. Okay. Now, so what I'm doing, what my yeah, whoever is not speaking, please one mute. Harish. Yeah, thanks. So what I'm doing first, I'm creating an object with a mandatory fields. On top of that, if I want to add a now what are the remaining fields for me? I have age and mobile. If the person is providing the age, I will create age. If the person is providing a mobile, I will create a mobile, right? So in order to add that one, what I will do, public age. I'm creating age method and it takes a age. Age is nothing but int age. And what I will do here, it is returning a user builder object. Okay, user builder. Now what I will do, this dot age equal to age, and then return this. This is nothing but a current object. Let me use age variable here. Okay. Now similarly, I will add the mobile number as well. Let me take long. Okay. Now, so now I will write one more method called build method. This build method will give me the object. Don't
Sir,
worry, I
change
will.
that, this dot mobile equal to mobile.
Yeah, fine. Sorry, thanks. Let us write the build method. What does this build method will do? It will return my build object. Now, before this one, let me write a constructor here. Now, in this user constructor, what I'm doing, I will take the user builder inner class object, this one. Okay, user builder ub. Now what I will do here, this dot first name equal to ub dot first name. I'm setting the data to the outer object. Okay, this dot last name equal to, don't worry, I will explain, guys. Whenever I create an object, you will get a clear picture. Just be with me for some time. This dot age equal to ub dot age. So I'm calling the first inner class object, and then this dot mobile equal to ub dot mobile. Okay. Now, so this build method will return the original the top object, user object. How this user object will return is, we'll come to this method later. Now, let me comment this one. Now, what I will do, I will create a main method. Now, if I want to create a user object, now, for example, in the previous example, now Karthik is giving all the information, first name, last name, age, mobile. Now, in order to create an object, now what I will do, Karthik is giving all the information. Then what I will do, first user u equal to user dot, see, can I say user builder is a inner class? How to create an object for a inner class in Java? How to create an object for an inner class?
Sir, outer class dot inner class space reference name.
Yeah. So here, can I say this one? Here, when I say new outer dot inner class, correct? And then my inner class is having, what are the fields? First name is last name. So first name I am keeping Karthik. Okay, done. And then last name. What is the last name I will keep? ABC. Okay, done. Now, it is not yet converted. Okay. Now, what I need to do on, see here, Karthik is also providing age. So these two are mandatory he's providing. Apart from that, he's providing an age also. Now I need to add age. Now, in the user builder class, do you have a age method? Yes. Now, since Karthik is providing age, now I will provide a age method here because it's not a mandatory one. I will call, sorry. Yeah, let me call dot age. Do you have an age method? Yes. Now I'll give 10 years. Now dot. Karthik is also providing mobile. Yes. I will provide this mobile number something. Okay. Now can I say that I have what is the object I created? By passing this information and calling this method, which object am I creating? Am I creating a user builder object or user object?
User builder.
User builder object, correct? Now after that, I'm using, but what is my intention? Is my intention to get a user object or user builder object?
User object.
Now, can I say that using this build method, I will convert this user builder into users, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So build method. So what does the build method should return? User object, correct? Now in this one, how can I get a user object? Can I say user u equal to new user, correct? And then what is the user, see, what is the user class is taking? User builder object. By calling this constructor, can I say that I can create an object of user class? That is what I'm doing. I'll pass this. And then return u, correct? Now can I call build method on top? See, whenever you're creating here, it is giving you a user builder object. But did you get a user object? No. When you can get a user object? By calling the build method. Now let me call build method. Done. Now can I say that, okay, what is the issue? No closing instance of user is accessible. Okay, maybe, okay, fine. Don't worry about this issue. We will resolve this issue. But can I say that now whenever I call the build method, I got a user object now. Similarly, I think we need to make this as a static.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. Now done. Now, for example, in the second example, what is that? Rajesh is giving only first name, last name, correct? Now, do I have multiple constructors? Let us look at here. Am I creating the constructors like this? Multiple constructors? No. Now, what is the information? Whatever the information that the user is giving, I'm creating user u1 equal to new user dot user builder. But Rajesh is giving what methods, what name? Only first name, last name, correct? See, Rajesh. Okay, and then last name is some ABC or something. Okay, now, so is he providing age and mobile? This is the optional information. He is not providing. So when he is not providing, so I have to create an object without those fields, correct? Passing the 0 or null value is not the right way, correct? Now, in order to get its object, I will call the build method. Now, can I say that I got an object with those two values only? Yes. Let me look at another one. What the another one? Now, assume that Shankar is giving the first name, last name, and then age. Now, can I say same thing? Before the build method, since he has provided an age, it's an optional value. I will call the age method, correct? I will provide something. Okay, done. On top of this, I will call the build method. Once you call the build method, you cannot create another object, guys. I mean, like, you cannot call anything else because it's an immutable one, right? Now, for example, Harish is giving mobile number, same thing. So user builder, let me call Shankar, and then Harish. Okay, now instead of age, now can I say that mobile? Yes, I'll give mobile number. Now I have created a Harish object as well. Now, if you look at the earlier one and this one, can I say I don't need to create multiple objects? Yes or no? Now let us quickly, in the user class, let me override the, now if I print the user class, now let me try to print sys out u. If I print, what is the output I will get from line number 67? What is the output of line number 67? I'm trying to print an object. Yeah. Whenever you try to
We
print
need
an
to
object.
override to string.
Yeah. In which class?
In the main class.
Yeah. In the
Because
user
we are
class.
in the
Yeah.
user
If
class.
you don't override, what happens? It will print package name
Address.
followed by class name. Right?
Class.
So what is the package name for user? Let us print it once and see. com.ashokid.builderDesignPattern.user@ some hexadecimal number, correct?
Yes.
See, is it printing the same thing? Yes, but I don't want this. Now I want to override it. Now can I say here I will write toString method? Yes. Now in this one, what I will do, I will create a string buffer or return. What I will do, I will write first name is plus first name, correct? There are some private variables, correct? Or get first name method. Now similarly, I will add the data of all. Last name is plus last name. If I want, I can add all the other variables also, guys. For time being, I'm not adding all of those. Now let us print all the objects u1. Let us use u2. Let us use u3. Okay. Now let us run the program. I will debug it also, don't worry. See? Karthik, Rajesh, Shankar, Harish, correct? Can I say I'm getting different objects? Now let us print the hash code also, correct? Plus hash code is. Now you might be thinking, sir, these are might be same objects or different hash objects. Now if I say hash code is different, can I say these are the different objects? I need to put U1, U2, U3. I just wanted to show you that you are able to create different objects without having multiple constructors. See, look at here. Is the hash code is different? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how the builder design pattern works. Now, do you need to create multiple constructors?
No.
You don't need to create multiple constructors. You don't need to create like permutations and combinations of different constructors, correct? I'm able to do. Now let us debug it. Now how this is working. Now, what is the intention in the builder design pattern is whatever the mandatory fields are required to create an object. With those fields, we are creating some inner class with those fields. Okay. Inner class, in that inner class, I am accepting those mandatory fields as a constructor parameter. And then for all the remaining fields, I am taking those as a methods. And then once I'm creating an inner object, this inner object, I'm passing it to the outer object as a constructor. And then I'm performing the fun. Now, once this object is created, can anyone add it? Let us look at here. U dot, can I change any data? Look at here. If I want to change U dot first name equal to something else. Now, if see here, since I kept this as a private, in this class, you can access it. But if I'm making this as a final variable, can I access it? Can I add? Okay. Now, if I try to modify the first name here, is it possible? No. That means you are creating an immutable object with a user entry data, correct? But if I have to do the same without a user builder design pattern, I have to create n number of constructors, correct? Now let us quickly debug it, and so that you will understand. Now let me go to the user builder constructor, age method, mobile number method, and then build method, and go to the constructor. Yeah, debug as Java application. Yeah, whoever is not speaking, please go on mute. There is some background noise. Yeah, thank you. Now look at here. Whenever first time, see here, whenever I'm doing like this, user u equal to new user dot user builder, which object I'm creating first? User builder. So can I say the user builder constructor will be called first? Let us do F6. See, it has gone to the user builder, right? So in the builder design pattern, we will create a why am I in the user builder constructor? Why am I using only first name, last name? Why not age and why not mobile number? Because the minimum things are the required fields. So in the builder design pattern, the inner class will take the required field as a constructor parameter because those are required to create an object. Without that, you cannot create it. Okay. So all the required fields to create an object, those should be a part of the inner class constructor. Yes. So now I'm calling that user builder object. I'm adding the first name, last name. Done. Now after that, on top of that, someone might provide age. So optional, whenever I say optional, someone will provide the optional field. If they will not provide, if they provide, what I will do, I will call see here, Karthik is providing the age. So then can I say that it will go to the age? Yes. What is the current object? This already Karthik and ABC is an object, correct? In this one, since I kept the variables as a small int and long, you are seeing 0. But if I'm using a wrapper classes like capital integer and capital long, you will see this value as a null. Okay. Now, see to this object, see currently age is 0. But since Karthik has provided the age, I'm adding the same age to this object, right? So that means, see here, it is returning. Now, whenever you are going for a mobile number, look at here. What is this? This is holding, look at here, Karthik, ABC, Karthik and 10. Now I'm adding the mobile number, done. So that means I created an inner object successfully by calling the method. Now, on top of, at the end, why am I calling the build method? See, my intention is to get a user object, not the user builder object, correct? So by calling the user builder inner class constructor, I created a user builder object, not the user object. So in the build method, what I will do is I will convert this user builder object into a user object. How? See here, user is a class. I am creating a object user u equal to new user, and what I am passing this. This means user builder object, correct? Now it will go from here. It will go to the constructor of user class. See, in the user builder, you have the data. Look at here. Age, Karthik, first name, last name, mobile number. You have the data in the user builder that you are taking and then adding it to the user class private variables. Correct? Done. In this way, you're creating an inner class object, like outer class object using a build method and then returning. Now, once you return this one, can anyone modify this value? No, because the outer class, the first name, mid name, last name variables are final variables. No one can modify the value. Now let's look at the second one. Now in the second one, see, Rajesh is not providing the age and mobile, only he's giving this one. If they want to provide, he will, before the calling the build method, he will call the add age method or mobile method, whatever it is, correct? See, it is giving the builder object. What is the age? He did not provide, so those are null, right? Or 0. It depends on wrapper objects. Hope you guys understand. Any questions?
Clear.
So now now the problem is like now the most important question, why we should use design pattern. Now, can I implement this whatever I have implemented here, Karthik object, Rajesh object, Harish object and Shankar object without design pattern? Can I implement it? Without this builder design pattern, can I create a objects or not? By creating multiple constructor and writing the object creation. So can I do it or not?
Yeah, we can do it.
But the thing is, the problem is going forward, if you are adding new fields, then this code may prone to the error. Am I right?
Yes.
So this is the idea. This is the problem that is already some applications are having it. So the Java, so the design pattern, right? There are 4 people. I don't remember the name. 4 or 2 people. So they have looked at all these problems and then they have provided the solution. So in order this kind of a problem you are facing, then this kind of a problem will be solved by builder design pattern. If you are following the builder design pattern, do you see any ambiguity? Do you need to create multiple constructors? Little bit of code you need to write. But for example, in the future, you're adding one more required field called Aadhaar card number. Then where and all I need to add? First in the user class, I will create a Aadhaar card number with a final. And then in the user builder, I will create a Aadhaar card number. And since it is a mandatory, I have to add it to the constructor. If it's optional, I need to create a method, correct? So now then other persons, whoever wants to create it, they will call the appropriate methods and then they will create an object. So in this way, if you are using this one, whenever you are extending the functionality, is it easy? Right? So that is the advantage of builder design pattern. Any questions?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So as you talk about immutability and this builder design pattern, so builder design pattern is alternative to create immutable class, right?
You cannot say alternative. So the builder design pattern is, see, if I'm not making this as a final, then it becomes immutable, correct?
Yes, right.
So in order to do the immutability, we are not going for a builder design pattern. In order to solve the object creation problems, we are going for a builder design pattern.
Okay. But we are still getting immutable object by using builder design.
Yes. But see, it all depends on your making this as a final. Because of this final, you are creating a immutable, correct? If I remove this final, it will become immutable.
Suppose we make it non-final, these variables.
Yeah, you can modify within the class, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
so whenever you see here, whenever you are see here also, do I say once the object is created, within the class, can I modify the first name after object is
Yes.
created? Yes, correct.
Hmm.
But here, if I made it as a final, can I modify it?
No, we cannot.
So that means so whatever the concept that we have learned, it is irrespective of mutability and immutability, correct?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So, but it is solving the problem of object creation. That is what.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if we do not make them final, still it will solve our object creation problem, right?
Yes. Yes. Because if you are adding a new optional field, do you need
Yes.
to create a constructor? No.
No.
You need to create a optional field in the user class and in the user builder class, and then create for that optional field, create
Yeah.
a meaningful method. Now, whoever wants to use, they will call that meaningful method, correct? See, in this way, if by reading this one, what do you understand? See, the person is creating a name, first name, last name, mandatory information, and then he's adding a age, he's adding a mobile number. So this method names is a user friendly, correct?
Yes.
But if you are using a constructor, if I have the 19 fields in the constructor, creating an object is user friendly?
No.
No, that is the thing. So by creating a external methods, we are creating an object. Now, at the when are you getting a new user object? At the end only, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that is what the
Builder.
first statement. Yeah. Now, if you look at here, the intent of the builder design pattern is to separate the construction of complex object from its representation, correct? So here I'm see here, I'm constructing the user object, but do I have any logic in the user object? No, my entire logic is present in the user builder. So construction is different and then representation is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the advantage of a builder design.
This will only help, sir. This will only help to the developer or for maintainable.
Yes.
This,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Will there be
any
overhead because of this?
So when you have an overhead with a number of methods, then compared to the overhead of object creation, this would be less, right?
No, I got it. In general, will there be any overhead? Generally, it will not be any overhead.
No, it will not be.
If I start, let's say, if I have more than 3 constructor, initial variables, if I start building, if I start having builder a pattern for every class, will there be any problem?
No.
Okay.
See, you can go for this if the number of fields are more, correct? I mean, like number of permutations, combinations are more in your fields, then you can go for this.
No, let's say if I have only 4 variables, if I went for a builder,
you can go for it.
Do
but
have
whenever
any
you have
somebody says why you went for builder when you have only 4, something like that.
No, they should not be saying. The one who knows it, why have you created these many constructors? Instead this, you can go for a builder design pattern, correct? So you can see whenever you are creating a 4 fields, today you have 4, but after 1 year, is there a possibility that you may get 1 more?
Yeah, correct. Extensibility will justify that.
Yes, yeah, that's the reason. Okay. If you are using this one, no one will question it. But if, for example, you have only 1 field and you wanted to fix some production defect, at the time you cannot do all this. The production defect is something which is a priority, correct? So you can do it. No one will say, but your team lead will come and say, now why to take the risk at this point of time? First you do fix it, creating a constructor and then fix it. And then later we will see, correct? It depends on time. But if you're going for a scratch or something, when I say scratch means not a project from a scratch. For example, you are writing some functionality. In that functionality, something, the object creation problem has come. So then better to go for this one. When I say scratch, people will think that entire project is from scratch. No, I'm telling that you are implementing some functionality. Okay. You are doing some CR. If you get some kind of that problem, then you can use this one.
Hello, sir. I have one question.
Yeah.
So in Spring, we use add-rate builder annotation. So does this annotation take some argument so that we can make some like first name and last name as a compulsory argument?
Yeah, you can do that. But see, if I talk about Spring, I have used it's a plain Java project because if I tell about Spring, then some people who are not having a knowledge of a Spring also had joined, correct? See, in order to learn the design pattern, it's not mandatory to have the Spring knowledge, right? It is, you can write irrespective of Spring framework also.
Okay, I got it. But just it was a question like, can we make it like that?
Yes, you can. I will try to create it and I will let you know.
Okay, sure.
I haven't created it, but using Spring, not immediately, maybe 1 week or within 2 weeks, I will create and I will let you know. If
Okay,
it is,
no issue, sir. I will also try. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you
Is
get
there
it,
an
just
annotation for builder?
sorry.
Is there any annotation for builder?
Yeah, I think it is there. So I have to try that. I haven't tried in the Spring. Yeah.
In Spring, there is an @builder annotation. Means
Yeah.
by using that, the class will be builder directly.
Yes. So we have to try that once. I will try and I'll let you know.
Hello.
Yes.
Thanks. Hi, Karthik.
Yeah, even if I forget, just remind me. Yeah, go ahead.
Small question actually. Is regarding the API gateway. Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
So currently I'm working on the microservice project where I am migrating Joule API gateway into the Spring Cloud gateway. Or
Okay.
their earlier implementation is that in the static routing we are passing the dot URL double quote HTTP : service name basically. And same I need currently I'm migrating into the Spring Cloud. Over there dot URL we don't using here load balancing. So how I can migrate that things, URL HTTP : either service name or is the service ID over there I need to pass.
Your question is?
What exactly I need to pass inside the URL basically? HTTP : / service ID or service name basically.
I think Spring application name, whatever you are giving in that corresponding Spring project, you need to pass. And then you need to have some service discovery before doing this one.
So service discovery, we are not referring currently on service discovery basically.
You need to either Eureka server or some other service discovery. You need to use. Then only you can do this, I think. Without that, you need to have the hard coded the IP or address name. If you want to use a Spring application name, then it has to be registered with a Spring, Eureka server or some service discovery. Okay. Now, if you do not have a Eureka server or Eureka discovery, then you have to give the IP name, I think. I am like IP wherever name. That IP, IP, standard IP. But that is not the right way. You have to use naming server.
Yes. Dot URL double quote HTTP : service name or IP address.
Yeah. If you are using a service discovery, you need to give service name. If not, IP address. And all the applications should be in the same network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. After HTTP. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do we have anything Java already having this builder?
Yes, there are some. Yeah, these are the things. Java.lang.appendable. These are the classes. If you look at this class, you will easily understand. Builder pattern, you know that, right? Append method is there.
Yes.
Spring builder string buffer. Yeah. Okay. So I will be sharing these notes, guys. So here, when to use builder pattern. If you find yourself in a situation where you keep on adding new parameters to a constructor, resulting in code becomes error prone or hard to read, perhaps it's a good time to take a step back and consider the refactoring your code as a builder, to use a builder. So this is the one which we have studied just now. So I have whatever the code we have using, I have mentioned that in a terms. Calling the constructor, we can create a method to call this method to create an object. Okay. Any other? I will share these notes in the group.
This builder append we will call after we can call even after the object is created, right?
So that's a mutable. Spring, see here, if I here, that is what? Just now someone asked, if it is a immutable class, then only I should go for a builder. No. If it is a mutable, then can I say modify the object? Yes. So what is the difference between a string and string builder?
String is mutable. The
String builder is string builder and buffer is mutable. String is a immutable, correct?
Immutable, correct.
Yeah. So it's a like internally you are adding the date. See, that means first you are creating string buffer s equal to new string buffer. You created an object s dot append Karthik. That means can I say that first you are having the object without any data, and you are modifying that behavior by calling append method, correct? Again, you can call again append method, and then you can add something else, correct? So you are adding the data and you are making the object mutable, correct? So here also, if I remove this final keyword, can I also create object and append my data and then make it as a mutable? Yes. So one of the example is string buffer builder or appendable class. There is another in the java.lang.appendable. There is a class, so that is also one of
in this case, we're calling build at the end, right? In append, we are not calling build.
No, it is automatically creating. See here, the pattern said the user one is I have to create an outer class object. So in order to create outer class object, I'm calling a build method. So this is one way, but I cannot say that string buffer has to use the same kind of a coding, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So without inner class also, can we do in this way? Like how it's
for user-defined classes, it is not. But string buffer is something different, guys. Like, how can I explain that? Without, see, if you are implementing any user-defined class, you have to have this like this only, inner class. But the string buffer and builder classes provided by Java creators, right? So they are internally making use of a string, but they are making it as a mutable. So they are referring it to the same memory location instead of creating a different memory location. So if you look at string buffer once, you will get to know much.
Sir, can we say normal classes, which means normal classes are mutable?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Until and unless we make it immutable. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
why string builder or string buffer may be normal classes, which we can modify.
Yeah. So only specifically talking about all the wrapper classes are immutable, correct? So wrapper classes in the sense integer, long, double, float. These are the provided by Java. But if you create an employee, department, whatever it is, these are mutable only. Unless in order to make it as immutable, you will make the class as a final so that inheritance is not applicable. And then you will make the private variables as a final so that setter method is not available. And if you have an object reference, you will make that object reference object to be created using a constructor, etc. Correct? So specifically, you need to write some code. So that's the reason I can say that string buffer and builder is like normal. I mean, in the sense, as you mentioned, it's a mutable.
So what are the other examples other than buffer, builder buffer?
There is another called appendable. I think it is present in the java.lang.
So this appendable also kind of, they use build on that, or they use.
Yeah, they will use build, but I did not look at it. I will look at it and I'll tell you. It's a class. Basically, it's a class. You can create an object. We'll see that in the upcoming class. I'll tell you one example.
Okay, thanks.
I think it also has an append method, I think. Yeah, I forgot. So in the next class, yeah, go ahead.
Hash code of each object, whatever we are creating using this builder pattern, will not match, correct?
It is a different, yeah. Obviously, whenever you're creating, every time you're creating a new constructor, whenever you call a constructor, object will be created, correct? So that is what I wanted to show you, that it's a hash code is different. So it is printing the different hash code for each and every object.
Correct. Because I was just trying to do the same thing. I was just trying to pass the same constructor again and wanted to see whether the objects are same or different. I mean, like hash code is same or different. So
hash code is different. Yeah, different, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the next class, we will be looking at tomorrow decorator design pattern. That is also, I mean, like both are builder and decorator. Somewhat you may get a confusion. So that's the reason I wanted to take the decorator immediately. Okay. So we'll see the decorator design pattern in the next class. And if I may be out from Wednesday to Monday, so I have my younger daughter ball hit ceremony is there, so I have to attend for that. I have to, I mean, like it has to be planned in some different city. So from 22 Wednesday to Monday, I won't be available, but I will provide you the complete update tomorrow, and I will cover these days. Maybe we are missing 1, 2, 3, 4 classes. This will be covered in the every day, some 10 to 15 minutes, or over the weekend. Like on 4th and 11th, I will be taking the classes.
Yeah, it's good
Yes,
to
sir.
have it weekends.
Only,
Because-
or yeah,
Will be there.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. If no question, that's all for guys. And
Yes.
there is an update on the thread class, right? I hope some of you have joined yesterday workshop, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So on the threads, so I have not yet finalized, but it will be there in the month of March. Not in February, but will be starting in the month of March. The timing, someone in the previous my class suggested that in the evening, but I'll look at my calendar, I'll let you know, guys. As of now, I'm planning to have morning 6 to 7, but not sure. We'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing actually.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.
Same.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.